Hello and welcome back to the channel. What a day! What a month! What a transfer window! It didn't quite end how we thought it would. I wouldn't say it didn't. It didn't end how we wanted it to. We didn't get Osimhen, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's going to be as bad of an issue or as big as an issue as one would be led to believe. We've said goodbye to players. We've said goodbye to the likes of Trevor Chelea. We've said goodbye to the likes of Conor Gallagher. And most recently, the likes of Raheem Sterling. His team now, Arsenal, are playing against Brighton, both unbeaten. Can you believe it? Before we begin, please do like the stream, like the video. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. We are now into the 9,000th subscribers. Well into it, actually. 9.1 thousand subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone that tuned in for the transfer deadline day stream yesterday or last night. We went on for a long time. We said that we saw the highs, we saw the lows. Jadon Sancho is the newest member of the Chelsea Football Club side. And on loan for now, with an obligation to buy, is it not? But either way, he's not going to be playing tomorrow. Let's just call it what it is. So coming into this game, it's again, I think give it a week or two because the dust needs to settle on a certain few things. The dust needs to settle on this transfer window. Players have to settle in. I'm not already making excuses for Sancho. I am merely saying that this game he won't play in any capacity. It's too early. It's too soon. He probably hasn't trained with the side, let alone met the side. Well, no, he probably hasn't met the side, let alone trained with the side. So rest assured, we have enough wingers. That's all I'll say coming into this game. Head-to-head, Chelsea have won the last 13 Premier League games against Crystal Palace. That is 13 wins in a row. Not draws. Not the odd draw here or there. We have won 13 Premier League games against Crystal Palace. And we could tie the Football League record, the all-time Football League record of 14 straight victories against the same opponent, currently held by, of course, Manchester City versus Bournemouth. Chelsea have won 24 of the 30 Premier League meetings that we've faced against Crystal Palace. Palace's 4 wins in the Premier League fixture have all come under different managers: Tony Pulis, Alan Pardew, Sam Allardyce, and most recently, Roy Hodgson. There has not been a draw in any of the last 27 encounters in all competitions. And now, we come into a game like this, and you're probably thinking, Palace, Wolves, is there too much of a difference? I've just got my hair cut. My barber is a Chelsea fan, and he was letting me know that he definitely thinks that they are better than Wolves. Wolves are on a bit of a decline at the moment, even though we had been gotten the better of by them in the last few games. We obviously hadn't beaten Wolves since 2019 at the Molineux. So to come away with a fairly decisive win of a 6-2 victory over them the other day, I feel as though we are within our rights to be coming into this game with full spirits, with full confidence that we can come away with something. That, alongside the 13 consecutive Premier League wins, I think it's 15 if you class, if you include Carabao Cup and FA Cup in that time as well. But nevertheless, it's a fixture that most Chelsea fans at this point come into thinking, I'm up for this. Like, it couldn't come at a better time. We've got an international break to follow this as well. So you're probably thinking, Harry, this is the perfect time for us to have signed a Jadon Sancho. Pedro Neto can fully incorporate into the squad. All of our new signings can really get a feel for their team, their teammates, what's to be expected of them, what's not to be expected of them, and so on and so forth. Because, like I said, we have got that international break coming up. We've got this game against Palace, which is the 1st of September, and then we're back on the 14th of September against Bournemouth. Then it's West Ham. Then it's Brighton, Nottingham Forest. And then we get into that tricky phase of Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester United, Arsenal. So we've had a tricky start by playing against Manchester City to kick things off. But we've had Wolves, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, West Ham, and albeit a Brighton side in form at the moment, we'll see how they fare. It's still 0-0 after 22 minutes against Arsenal here at the Emirates. But again, I have confidence that we're going to come away with something based on history, which history isn't always on Chelsea's side at the moment when it comes into things. You know, we've usually had a bad record against this person, or this person's done this, or that, you know, and so on and so forth. That it just happens to be that we are in a bit of a good run of form for what's to come. For Chelsea coming into this game, Chelsea could lose their opening 2 games of a league season for the first time since 1978. That's at home, by the way. We have won 4 consecutive Premier League London derbies at Stamford Bridge, keeping a clean sheet in each of the last 3. Chelsea's 6-2 win against Wolves last time out was the 21st time that we'd scored 6 or more goals in a Premier League game. Only Manchester City again, with 22 games, have done so more often. However, the Blues have subsequently lost on the last 2 occasions that they scored 6 times against Arsenal in 2022 and Arsenal in 2024. So again, when we've scored 6 goals in a game, we've then gone on to lose those subsequent games when we've come away with quite a sizable victory. Noni Madueke became the 23rd Chelsea player to score a Premier League hat-trick last weekend, the highest tally of unique hat-trick scorers of any side in English football history. Cole Palmer has been directly involved in 25 Premier League goals in 2024 with 15 goals, 10 assists, at least 7 more than any other player. For Crystal Palace, our opponents tomorrow at Stamford Bridge. Sorry, there was a bit of a kick out there. Crystal Palace have opened their Premier League campaign with 2 defeats, having lost only 3 of the last 13 matches under Oliver Glasner last season. They could lose their opening 3 top-flight games for only the second time. In 2017-18, the Eagles opened with 7 straight defeats, but their first league points of that campaign was a 2-1 win at home against, can you believe it? Chelsea Football Club. I was there for that game, funnily enough. It was actually Roy Hodgson's first game in charge during that first spell all those years ago. Palace have won only 1 of their last 21 Premier League away London derbies, a 2-1 victory at West Ham United in November of 2022. And then lastly, at the start of this match round, Eze has been involved in an unrivaled 16 shots, but is yet to register a goal or assist. So you just bet your bottom bippy. Any bippy you got, could be your top bippy, it could be your bottom bippy. Doesn't matter which bippy it is. Bet the house. Bet all your bippies that Eze is going to get a goal or assist in this game should Palace get a goal. Team news. Chelsea trio, Pedro Neto, Wesley Fofana and Malo Gusto were rested for our Europa League conference loss in midweek, although all 3 are available to face Crystal Palace. Romeo Lavia and Reece James are expected to return from injury after the international break, so they'll be back for the Bournemouth game, hopefully, fingers crossed. Crystal Palace defender Shadi Riyadh will miss the trip to Chelsea after injuring his knee in the Carabao Cup win against Norwich City on Tuesday, whilst Franca remains out. Manager Oliver Glasner, has said that Mark Guehi will remain at the club following interest from Newcastle United, and we know as a matter of fact now the transfer window has closed and Mark Guehi will be a Crystal Palace player alongside one Trevor Chalobah. I'm standing at the bar with Trevor Chalobah. Anyway, what's to be expected really is much of the same No Romeo Lavia would indicate that we are pretty much going to be starting, I would imagine, the exact same setup that we had against Wolves. Maybe with not, what am I trying to say? Not the inclusion of, but the absence of one Mikhailo Mudryk. I cannot for the life of me believe for 1 second that Mudryk has done enough over the last 3 games. He's played against Servette, he's played against Wolves, he's played against Servette again. 2 out of those 3 games for sure were absolute stinkers. And the Wolves game, if I'm not mistaken, was not great either. I'm just trying to get it up. Pause. But I just can't imagine that he would start over Pedro Neto at this point. Neto has had a chance to get fully fit. I think he was absent for the Servette second leg. There's no reason for Mudryk to be taking his place. So Mudryk started, he came off at half time, and if I'm not remembering correctly now, Pedro Neto actually got that assist for Joao Felix. And so a huge impact in that game. That's exactly how I want it to be. I want it to be the exact same lineup. So Sanchez in goal, Gusto, Fofana, Colwill, and Cucurella, with Caicedo just behind Fernandes and Cole Palmer, Madueke on the right, Pedro Neto on the left, and Nicholas Jackson, who is our main man up top now. No Victor Osimhen, ladies and gentlemen. He will not be joining the club. He has not joined the club, should I say. And that's because it all got a little bit too late towards the end of the transfer window. And truth be told, by the sounds of it, our bid just wasn't sufficient. With that said, my predictions coming into this game is, well, Palace's start to the season has been pretty bad. 2 losses in 2 games. Ours, an inevitable loss against Manchester City, but not a bad performance, all things said and done. I would be surprised if we lose just because of the record we've got. We're at home as well. Spirits might be high. We'll be showing off Jadon Sancho if all things go well. So for me, I do see Palace scoring in some capacity. I need to look very quickly before we wrap things up, and I'm conscious of the time because I've been going on for a little longer than I normally would be. But our head-to-head record, we've won 3-1, 2-1, 1-0, 2-1, 2-0, 1-0, 3-0. So there's a lot of clean sheets. There are a lot of clean sheets over the last few games, but there are also times that we have conceded as well. And a lot of those have come at home, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, no, that's a complete lie. We haven't conceded to... No. We've conceded one goal in like the last 5 games at Stamford Bridge against Crystal Palace. I digress. I'm taking too much of your time now, but 3-1 is my prediction for this game. I'm excited to see what a shot by Matoma there, but just wide. I'm excited to see where this period of time will take us up until the next transfer window in January, if we get the chance to actually buy any players. I'm kind of sick of transfers at this point, so I just want it to be solely about football from now on, please. I'm begging you, Chelsea. I'm almost hoping for a transfer ban at this point. But nevertheless, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Let me know your predictions down in the comments below. My name is Harry. Up the Chelsea, and peace.